Hey everyone, this is your OG Optimized Gamer, and we are here doing another Dragonheir Silent Gods video. This is the Season 2 Endgame fight. This is day 2. Yesterday we did 800 million damage. We got to 12th overall. And then today people have started going, so we've dropped down to 19th overall, but we're going to do our 6 runs here and see if we can crack back into the top 10. So here we go. Let's see how it goes. We'll start with our our one of our top teams, I would say, our Wildfire team. And everyone's looking good. Okay. And oh, we can't move it. Okay, I think that formation works well enough. So here we go. Let's go with our first battle. Yesterday, this team did over 200 million. I think something like 215 or 230 million, something like that. So let's see where they are today. We got another Caspar, so he is fully inspired now. I5. So we'll see what that does, if anything. I think his last inspiration like ignores 10 or 15% of the target's defense or something. So we'll see how much that does for his damage production. But he's already over 300,000 per second, which is great. Because between him and Flora, we're 850,000, 900. We're over a million a second right now. So that's great. That's the damage output we were trying to get to for a long time here in this season, and we've now managed to get to a place where I think we can hold it and actually sustain about a million or more damage per second. Yeah, you can see us going, when we surge, we go well up over a million a second, which was a goal we've been working for a while. So happy to hit it here in this end game battle. And this is our top terminal vortex team as well, doing having done over 400 million. So this is what we would expect. But here we are at 175 million. We look pretty solid, and we still have 5 minutes to go. So we'll see how deep into the fight we can go and just how much damage. We just crossed over 200 million. That's excellent. Every little bit will help us as we try to get over a billion, which actually we're over a billion now, I think, added to yesterday's score of 800 million or so. So we should be over a billion. And now we're trying to catch up to some of those top 10 folks who are well over a billion or into the multiple billions. So that's what these runs hopefully will allow us to do. We'll see just how much work we've done on the account throughout the season, and how accurate our understanding of the game is and all that as we put up our scores, and then we'll tweak stuff each day here and make it better. So this is day 2, kind of like our first chance to learn and adjust on the boss, but we made some upgrades. Like I said, I got another copy of Caspar from the uh like they give you a tier 1 chest where you can pull anyone at the tier 1 heroes. So I got that from the event that's going on, and I pulled another Caspar. I could have chose a Caspar or a Felicity or an Eric, but Caspar has honestly been like the most promising outside of Flora, so I figure why not max your best, versus try to bring up all your weakest. Because maybe if another copy of Felicity or Eric doesn't bring up their damage that much, but maybe it's more impactful for Caspar. We'll see. That was the choice I made. And he's doing good damage, so hopefully that was the right choice. I had 3 copies or Inspiration 3 on Chrysos, or 2, sorry. And so that meant I had 3 copies of him total, which is a lot. But one of them I sacrificed for his artifact. And so he wears that now, and I only have him as an I1 instead of an I2. It did make a difference. I wish I could have kept him and got the artifact. It was hard to get those special artifacts and have to give up a copy of the hero too. But we did it for Flora, we did it for Chrysos, and we did it for one other. Which one was it? I forget off the top of my head. But Here we are with 40 seconds to go. We are over 220. So you see, once you get over 200 million, I think the damage output drops off tremendously, something like 90% or something. So once you go over 200, you know it's going to start to slow down no matter what you do. But this is a good output, 222, 222 million. So that's a good start for the Wildfire team. It dropped off because of the towards the end of the fight there, but very good. Over a million a second for a little while there. All right, so today we're in. Oh, so it's not going to compile, I guess, onto tomorrow. But let's go with our summon team, and let's see how this team does. This team did over 200 million yesterday as well. So I didn't really do much to upgrade them. Oh, actually, in fact, I forgot to do some skill upgrades. I think I have some scrolls that I can apply, but all of these two teams are already completely scrolled up, so it won't make a difference. But before I do probably my Dauntless Light team or my Dauntless team, I'm going to add a few scrolls because some of them do not have all of their skills rolled up fully. So I'll just have to remember that before I do like run 3 here. Basically, these two teams are fully built out. I really don't know how much I could do to build this one more except better gear. But I have pretty good gear usually, and I actually have enough to like I don't have to swap it around. They have their own gear. So sure, it could be probably optimized just a little bit more, or focus this way versus that way. And that's really what I've been testing and playing with when I do have the time to really spend and not just doing the daily grinds. But yeah, I haven't done a lot to this team. But here we are at 58 million and they're looking strong. So definitely not the Wildfire team, but they are still putting in some pretty good work. 250, 450, about 500,000. So about half the damage pace, but I think they're a little bit tankier or they don't drop off quite so much. So they still managed to make it over 200 million throughout the course of the fight. We'll see if that happens again. We are at just about 100 million now, so we're halfway. 5 minutes left. All is looking well. 550,000. We surged a little bit there. All right, we're coming up on 150 million with under 4 minutes to go. Will we make the last 50 million, get over 200 million again? We'll see. It looks as though we're on pace to do it, though. Yeah, we're consistently at about 550 million or 550,000 a second, so that is solid. Solid, not near as good as the Wildfire team, but very solid for sort of a 1B team. I wouldn't even call them like the 2 team, the second place team. This is sort of a 1A, 1B, just depending on what's the better fit for the fight. Some of the dynamics in this fight is a little different from Terminal Vortex or Temporal Vortex. So we're working out and looking at those sort of things and seeing how the teams need to change to truly maximize their damage and stay alive. But we are over 200 million, so that's solid. I'm happy with that. We did 220 plus million with the Wildfire team, and we're here now and over the 200 million realm for the summoning team. So that's both very solid runs. I'm happy with that. I'm sure some folks uh, Harley Quinn are doing massive amounts more than that, but they know what they're doing. He knows what he's doing, or she. I'm not actually sure if it's a guy or a girl. I just know that that gamer is killing it. He or she is really doing just owning the game, and we're happy that they are in our alliance and have been super kind about sharing the teams that are built and doing this sort of stuff. So um, I know folks have improved their scores in our alliance quite a bit just using that sort of cooperation. So super grateful for that. Just want to give him a shout out for not only kicking it in the game and just doing really well, but also being cool and sharing, how he's doing it with his alliance and helping us as well. So really cool. Just kind of make a plug there. We are over 200 million. You can see how the damage really drops off tremendously after that point, and it's a matter of, okay, just how much over 200 million are you going to do? Looks like we're going to get to about 207 or 208 million. Yeah, so just shy of 208 million. Not bad. Very good run for the summoning team. Just shy of our first. So we'll save that one. Now we have to remember to go upgrade our hero skills. So what I'm going to do is go Dauntless. That one's full. That one's full. He can have more. Okay. He can have more, I believe. Skill upgrades. So, yep. We can upgrade this one for sure. And we can do him. And then that will be good. Okay, so our Dauntless team finally has their skills where they should be. And let's go back to the fight. Endgame. All right. So now our third run will be the Lightning Dauntless team. Lightning Dauntless. We have Nastajaneka there in the front doing the most damage for us. You'll see her jump right out, but this team hits a lot very frequently, has good attack speed, skill haste, and is just racking up sort of chain reaction type attacks. Yeah, you see Nastajanenka over 300,000 a second. Not bad. The aesthetic there, Sun Wukong is approaching 100,000 a second. All good things. They're going to build up and just keep hitting for damage. I think we did 150 million with this team yesterday, something in that range. So we'll see if we can approach 200 million this time. They are not doing terrible to start. They're already at 50 million. And we still have 6.5 minutes to go. So that is a good sign. We're a quarter of the way to our goal of having every team, all six over 200 million would be ideal. We didn't do it yesterday, of course, but we'll see what we can do today here and how, if that will put us back into the top 10 and keep us in the top 10. So we will see. At least this is on server 67. From what I understand, some of the alliance mates were saying that they're going to be merging servers 67 and 66. So it looks like we'll be able to rejoin the elite folks in 66, and hopefully have some of the folks here from the Just Trying Alliance in 67 join up, and we'll have an even more robust alliance. So that should be cool. I don't know if that's coming in season 3, but some of the folks in the alliance are mentioning it, and Chunky Capybara for one. So we are definitely going to look to see how we can merge alliances and keep everyone in the strongest alliance possible. So look for that as the servers merge. Just Trying will probably go away and try to merge folks from it into the ELT um, uh, alliance that's in 66. So definitely looking to hopefully bring the core of Just Trying, because the alliance has been awesome and we've done a great job of competing with sort of who could we pull together sort of thing, and I like it. So hopefully we stick together with some folks, but that should be coming up here soon. This team is now approaching, I think, where it was yesterday, which is about 150 million. looking really solid. We just got to see how long they're going to last here because we're getting almost 50% HP destroyed for some of these folks, and that's going to be hard for them to recover, even though they have lifesteal gear on them. Oh, 160. Are we going to get this team over 200 million? That would be a nice start, is to have 3 teams over 200 million. That would put us at 600 million just to begin, but I think we're going to come up just a little short on this one, probably closer to 175 million. But that's an improvement over yesterday, almost 25 million over this run, I believe, yesterday. So that's definitely due to the increased skill tomes there. Getting their skills up to max helped, I'm sure, quite a bit. They're cycling through their skills faster. But yeah, look at that, almost 175 million from this Dauntless Lightning team. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Okay, there we go. Just about 175 million, I think, exactly. Yep, 175 million. All right, we'll save that one. That's 3 of the 6 done, and we are already at 606 million. We're number 8 overall. That's cool, and we still have 3 runs to go. So these are where it's going to get interesting. We have a pretty good poison team, actually, but poison is just not working super great. But she kicks it. So we're gonna try to go with our freeze team. We can definitely use our freeze team, and we are going to make one adjustment and pull her out and go this way. This has been what I found to work out pretty well. So she needs frost. Yeah, so we need the accuracy. Where's that one? We'll put this one on her. Okay. And should we put in for her? Yeah, I think we're gonna do that. We're just gonna make some quick changes, and we need, what do we have for ice? No, that's not gonna be it. Attack. We'll go with the ranged increase. Okay. I think this team can do some pretty good damage as well. Let's see how close we get to 200 million with this one. Our ice team. Now you can see several epics in here, not all legendaries. Um, just kind of who we found does really good damage, as you can see. Two of them really jumping out there, getting over 20-30,000 a second damage, and so obviously Hevatar there is doing the big damage, or should be, if we're geared correctly. We might not be geared correctly. Yeah, that is not a good start. We're gonna That's strange. Okay. So we had run an ice team yesterday, and I think I had changed it quite a bit before it ran. So let's try our other summon team. Let's try our other summon team. This one didn't do too bad. I think we had this one over 100 million. A lot of epic summoners, as well as Turin for healing. Because this endgame boss, hits pretty hard, and so you have to make sure you have a pretty extensive. I think that's what I did for my ice team, was I put Felocia in, and I put a pretty strong defense. So I had to modify it, because when I first ran it, they died fast like that, and I would say, okay, I got to add more defense. So I manually made it, but I didn't oversave it on the team. So I'll have to do a couple of tweaks and kind of work on the teams for the last 2 runs. This one I think can run like this without any struggle. So let's see. We are not doing fantastic damage, but we are doing damage. 9 million, 10 million. So hopefully we can get to 100 million with this team. I think that would be a good goal. lost one already. Our top damage dealer. That is not a good sign. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to redeploy. And I think I went, where's Uteor? For him. And Uteor brings revive. So we need enlightenment. It's all enlightenment focused. That'll work. All right, let's try that again. Yeah, this is doing a little better. UTR kicks in some damage, and he also makes sure that they have on a revive on death. And I believe, if I remember correctly, I made sure that they had the mythical gear that gives a 50-50 chance of making buffs permanent. And so that is, I believe, the strategy I took with this team. So once they get Uthier's revive on death on them, it almost stays permanently, and then they'll just do damage and not be able to really die off, or if they do, they come right back. So sort of like they're all summoned units in a sense. Where are we at here? 100 and oh, we're only at 15 million though. Their damage output was really low. I forget if I took out Isit or someone, and maybe I took someone out to try to up the damage or put someone else in to up the damage. I forget if I upgraded them because I thought this team did 100 million yesterday. But a lot of times, what I'd do is I'd start with a base team I have for other reasons, and then I would modify them just in here in the fight, and then whatever the highest damage I do, I just save it, and it doesn't necessarily save the team and the gear that did it. So that's the only downside to doing it that way. But I'll have to probably just save these as end game teams now. I just didn't do it yesterday. But we did better on our first like 3 fights damage wise than we did yesterday. Like noticeably better. So that, well, by about 25 million. So like enough to where I think we're gonna easily eclipse yesterday's damage just with our runs, even if we don't kind of hit it right on the head and get as much damage. This one at 30 million though, we are not gonna keep this. This is not going well. So I'm gonna redeploy this one. Maybe I'll try the ice team again with Philosia. I think that was a team that absolutely worked. So we'll go in here. We'll take Frost. Now we need to go Philosia with that. And then, you know what? We'll go like this. And I think we ran 2 separate ice teams. I think we ran a legendary ice team and a epic ice team. Let's see what we need here. We need skill haste on M. think this was one of the teams. So let's see how we do here. Okay, 50,000 a second right off the bat. She hadn't even done her ultimate. There we go. There we go. This should get us another, I believe this was another 100 million team. 100 million plus team. I don't think it got too far over 100 million, but I definitely think it did 100 million. That was weird. It randomly added text. So halfway there. 50 million now. 3.5 minutes to go. So it looks like we might get close, hopefully, to 100 million. We don't look like we're going to die. We might even be able to pull Urian out and add another damage dealer, or pull Velocia out. I'm not sure if we can pull one or the other. That would be the idea, to try to get a bit more damage out of this one. But if we can get over 100 million, I think I may just take it. So we'll see how it finishes here in the last few minutes. Minutes to go, 3/4 of the way. Okay. 80 now. 20 to go. Minute and a half. Gonna be tight if we make it, actually. But we do have a lot of life, so we might be able to sacrifice and add more damage. Minute to go. 13, 12, 11, 10 million. 9. We might do it. 8, 7, 6. Ooh, it's gonna be real close. I don't know. 5, 4, 3, 2. It's gonna be right at it. 1. Oh, just shy of it. Just shy of it. 98.9. So I'm gonna take that. I think we could do better. I do think we could do better there, but he put in a lot of the heal. I do think we could do better, but for the sake of this, I'm gonna save it. It's okay. Now we got 2 to go, and we're in 7th overall. Let's see what we can get here for our last 2 teams. We're going to go with our... No, our arena team won't work. Our Dauntless Lights. We're going to use our little dauntless lights here. I think we needed to swap someone out for healing. But let's run it and just see what we do. See what the Dauntless Lights, the little JV team of Dauntless folks can do for us. 3 million. They're moving. See if they can stay alive. That'll be the key. Their damage is all over 17, all over 15,000 a second each. So solid damage. We'll see how long they can hold it for. And if we can get another run over 100 million, I think that would be an acceptable level for this team. We did upgrade all of his skills. Just, oh, he's gone though. Okay. So we did lose him at about 12 million, which is really kind of hard. We got to have him longer than that. So we'll look at who's doing the lowest damage. Okay, this guy. These two are doing the lowest. Okay, so let's redeploy. And pull. This one's going to go in for him. Okay. So he. See how this team does now. All right. Will they heal themselves enough? They're taking quite a bit of damage. But folks we put in did add. Oh, man, we're getting crushed. Okay, so it looks like we may have to replace one of this guy here with a support type. So let's go all schools, lightning. And we may have to bring her in for him. And then she will need high accuracy. This is not what I'm looking for. Let's go with that one. That actually works. Here we We'll see how that goes. Hopefully this will slow up the boss enough so that our healing outpaces his damage. That's what the idea was. We were hoping to do here. All right. We are coming up on 20 million at the half or 5 minutes left. Not terrible. And we get to 100 million with this team, and that would, I think, be a huge success with a rare, two epics and two Legos. Not a bad output. So we'll see how close we can get, though. It just doesn't look like we're. Oh, yeah, and we lost our top damage dealer. Yeah, that's not good enough. Definitely not good enough. Okay. So let's redeploy and let's go Frost. Who do we have for Frost? We have pretty good people left for Frost. Um, he needs this one. That one. Okay. That one. Fed up. Okay, she needs. Great rage. That this team can, if they can be our 5th best output team. So you see our epics jumping out there, doing good damage, almost 150,000 a second between those three, and our Legos lagging behind. But they have different kits, and also I don't think this guy has all his skills maxed out. He's at like he's unscrolled up or whatever. But Hochidir does have his skills all up. I just don't think I have his stats proper or correct or whatever. Oh man, that guy didn't. He died already, huh? Perhaps I have to swap out Hochidir for support. I guess I was hoping to go all out attack. So let's go ice. Oh, that's who we did for it. Yep, that was who we went with. Oh, we'll go to Alphanarshi, and he's all enlightenment. Cool, 461 enlightenment. That's who we used. Okay, that's what we did. Now, Alphanarsi does not have any of his skills rolled up, so that could have been a decent roll up too. But we added to the Dauntless team and got about 25 million more damage. So it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. At the end of the day, you know, I like to put it into my strongest teams first because I feel like it has the most impact or return. Sometimes when you put it into your weakest teams, you still require so much for it to get over certain thresholds that it just doesn't feel like it gives you the feed or the return you're hoping for in terms of how much the team improves or is able to do. So that's sort of some of the rough philosophy I've been using to build this account for season 2 here. And we're inside the top 10 in the end game, so I consider this season to be a success. I think that's not bad, at least in terms of my expectations for how I thought I'd do. This was a different experience too because I sort of wailed out a little bit and definitely spent about $1,000, maybe a few dollars more than that, but not much. But about $1,000 I spent in this season just you know getting pulls and I literally have all but I think 8 heroes, so 8 legendaries, and and that's not bad. So I got to try out everybody, epics, even some rares, and see how they do with their teams and stuff like that. So that was cool. And I felt like I needed to do that to really learn the game a little bit more because I didn't know this game and hadn't played it ever. So having everything helps you learn a little bit because you can see what you can try everything out and see what works best. And now season 3, I probably will approach it like a free to play, not spend anything, and simply try to see how I can do with my knowledge of the game, and over, the account strength of just being able to pull shards or pull summons and that sort of thing. So we will see. We'll see how it goes. I've never done sort of a rollover from season to season. I guess everything resets. So it'll be interesting to see how we can do approaching it from a free to play perspective. Obviously, I don't think we'll be in the top on everything because it's a certain component of spending that's almost seems necessary to be in the top so many. But I do know some folks that are free to play and have managed to stay in the top in like arena. And I've noticed like they can stay in the top in one area, but it's hard for them to stay in the top in something like Endgame here, where you have to have 6 fully built teams. That's really prizing, how deep is your roster and how, and how wide, like how many teams you can pull, and then how deep it is, how built they are. And that comes unfortunately just from having the spend. That's hard to do free to play. So we're gonna get that experience next season and see how that goes. It'll keep it fresh and different for me too. So all right, what are we at? 60 million right here. I feel like I've got to call this good. I'm not. I wasn't ecstatic when they died early, but now I'm kind of losing motivation. I don't want to really tinker for an hour on this on video. So I'm gonna probably take this run and then do the last one and just see what it is. And hey, that's what it is. Some days you make the right picks, and don't save it, and then the next day it's a struggle. So that's like pretty realistic view of how it can go. So here I am. I'm gonna take this one and save it at 66 million. That puts us at 704. So I'll consider it a good day if we do over 750 million. So we did. Okay, so we're already over that, 771. Okay. I think that's a good day. So everything we do now is just gravy. We'll be over 800 like we did the day before. And let's see what that last team's going to look like. Who are we going with? We went ice. Do we go summon again? Do we go wild? I think that was where we went. We went wild. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. So those are out. And then we go fire. We went this way. This way, I believe. He needs that. Oop, come on, man. Where's his thing? Yep. Put that on. And then he needs. We'll go that way with the gambler. Right. Go. And we'll go this. So he's got healing. All right. Let's see how this last wildfire team does. If this, I believe this was our last team, and we boosted it a little bit here, pushing up the levels of a couple of their attributes. So let's see how we do here. If it's gonna bring enough damage to do it, and if we're gonna have enough healing and shield. Hopefully, Elminster puts enough shield out. He's got like 400 enlightenment, so he should be putting out enough shield and often enough. We'll see, but and he's still doing about 20,000 damage a second, which is cool. That's why I liked this team. That's right, everybody did damage, which is kind of the theme of this fight. You got to get everybody in doing some kind of damage. I really wish the poison team could have worked out well. They weren't bad in the last snow fight or whatever, where you needed like 8 different teams. They actually worked out pretty well and did over the S tier 22 million damage, but not here. I tried to use them, they just didn't really do the same kind of damage, and so didn't make the cut into our top 6 teams. But this was the other one, was our second wildfire team with some epics and a high enlightenment team, basically. And you can see we just went over 800 million again today, as well as yesterday. So that's awesome. That's what we want to do. Keep pushing, pushing, pushing. We're inside the top 10, it looks like, for score. So it's perfect. That's exactly where I would hope to be. 35 million. Hmm. Well, we're gonna go over 50 million, so you got to call that a win. And we went over 800 million, so that's a win. We'll take this one, whatever it does, because the team is surviving deep into this fight, and so I consider that a good team. And though they can be optimized, and there's a lot that can be done, and this is why I'm not number one, is because I'm not going to take the hours that it would take to fine tune each team and maximize them fully. I'm figuring I'm getting about 85 to 90% of my account's full damage potential. There's certainly another 5, 10, maybe even 15% damage output I could squeeze out if I spent the time going through every last stat in detail. But this is just sort of rough guesses and rough estimates, and then seeing how it does and then adjusting. So um, sometimes I just don't have the time to play at the detailed level I want to. So I have to have like rough abilities to steer the account and like just do things quickly. Sometimes that's more of a value to me. But I'm okay with this. We're pushing towards 75 million, so we're 3/4 of the way to our goal. And the team is strong. They're well shielded, and their HP is looking good. So I am not upset with this at all for a sixth run. Oh, oh, there we go. Though we lost everybody there. So now 15 seconds left, about 76 million. So we'll take this one. I think this team did over 100 million yesterday, but that's fine. We had a little bit of gain, a little bit of loss in different teams. Would have been smart to save them, and we kind of didn't really again today. But I'll keep getting a better and better feel for what my teams should be, and then I'll save them. But not too bad. 800, almost 850 million today puts us in seventh place. There's Harley Quinna from our alliance, as well as Chunky Keppa Bear from our alliance, both in front of me. Uh, and then Harry Krishna from our alliance, and Dez from our alliance, and sorry, I cannot pronounce that, but one of our friends from China in our alliance, and Laura Freed, and what is this? Is Russian would be P is an N, no, H is an N, P is an R. Ioralash. Sorry if I mispronounced that. It's been a minute since I was doing my Russian, but I think it's Ioralash. Is in there as well in the top 30. So you see some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 folks from our alliance in here. Really cool to have such a good, strong group that's all in the top 30. So happy to see that. And then, like I said yesterday, I came in, I think, at 12th at 807. So 807, 848. That's a good increase, almost 40,000 increase right there, or over a 40,000 increase. And then total damage leaderboard at 1.6 in seventh place. That's pretty cool. Um, we definitely want to be doing almost a billion a day, and that would put us towards the leaders. But Harley Quinn is almost doing 2 billion a day. Wow. Very cool. Very cool. Really good, crazy end game output. We are almost half of the server wide damage at 2 days in, so that's cool. And yeah, there we go. Boss's difficulty will soar in 2.5 days, and we've put it all in. So thanks for sticking with us through this end game, kind of live. Let you go through it live with me, and hope you took something from it and saw what I'm doing, and maybe it'll help you too. Thanks for stopping by. Take care of yourself, and remember, play smarter.